Welcome to Sapporo. Japan's tourism capital in the land of rising sun. Located on Hokkaido Island, it is surrounded by mountains and covered in snow for most of the year. Be it savoring delicious local ramen or enjoying a healing steam bath in an onsen or the best sightseeing options, I'll show you the best of Sapporo. My trip to Japan follows up on a detailed visit to 3 top places in South Korea: Seoul, Busan, and Jeju Island. If you're planning a trip, there's a detailed travel plan for each of these very popular destinations on my channel that will give you a great idea of places to visit and activities to try out. South Korea was a heady experience, and my first stop in Japan also promises to be exhilarating. I flew from Busan to Sapporo. If you take a flight from the US or Europe, tickets will cost you around $1,200 to $1,300 one way to the city. It takes over 13 hours of flight time from most American cities. I'll give a head start to my trip by avoiding immigration queue to Japan. This is a simple hack to arrive comfortably. All you need to do is follow a simple process. Register your documents and apply for immigration clearance on VisitJapan website. Keep your passport, local addresses, and arrival date handy for uploading. If traveling with family, add their names too. Upon completion, you'll receive a QR code for immediate entry at immigration. I'm actually the first one on the flight to go through the immigration. I've done the QR code. I can put a link down in the description. Super easy. You would already fill it out. One tip is that you're gonna need the phone number and the address, of course, of the hotel that you're staying. So just make sure you have all that information handy. I opted to take the bus to get to the city. It costs about $8 to $9. A taxi will save you about 30 minutes, but the costs are nearly $100. And now I'm waiting for my direct bus. 1 hour, 20 minutes, 24 stops. And we're gonna go to the Sapporo station. And from there, it's just a 4-minute walk. And I should be good to go and get to my hotel. Sapporo, the largest city in Hokkaido and the 5th most populous in Japan, is the cultural, economic, and political hub of the island. In the southwest, it is known for its annual snow festival, attracting over 2 million tourists, and notable sites like Sapporo Beer Museum and Sapporo TV Tower. The city is also home to Hokkaido University and is served by Okadama and New Chitose airports. Sapporo has hosted the Winter Asian Games thrice, and winter sports remains a major draw of this place. Brightly lit streets and ultra-modern buildings present a glittering view of the city, and then the famous Sapporo Tower comes into the view. So this is the main stop because the neighborhood that's most popular is Susukino. And that is where all the activities are, the TV tower is, and lots of monuments are. That's like the central area, and that's where I am staying as well. Lots of good places to eat around as well. Can't wait to get my hands on this most popular dish, ramen, because ramen is very popular here, and so is beer, and then also the seafood. In fact, I've heard that a lot of people in Tokyo, like restaurants, would fly their fish all the way to Tokyo from here because they want to keep it fresh, so there's amazingly fresh seafood. Crabs from Hokkaido Island are a top delicacy that people love to eat in Sapporo. The cold waters here are excellent for crab fishing, but it's an expensive dish to try. Food was definitely on my mind after the flight, but first I had to check into my hotel. En route, the first major attraction showed up, Odori Park. The tower's view looms in the background of this rolling green space that cuts across the city's busiest streets. I think this around here is the Odori Park. And then behind me, there is the Sapporo Tower. It's like the Tokyo Tower, but just the mini version. It's like the Eiffel Tower and has a clock on it. Sapporo has a lot to offer to tourists, and a central attraction is the Odori Park. In the heart of the city, It's known for sculptures, wide walking spaces. As I walked up to my hotel, I couldn't help but notice a classic Japanese sight, a cool vending machine. Look at the good old vending machine. And that behind me is the Sapporo Tower, like the Tokyo Tower. On my walk, I saw ultra-modern storefronts with quintessential Japanese element, a throwback to the past of urban centers. And that behind me is a tram. So trams looks like are very popular here in Sapporo as well. Steak in Japan, of course, is one of the best. Kobe is a place here. Wagyu is also a way that they make steak, where I've heard that they take care of the cattle, including giving them a name, getting them exercise, and just some really good beef. The contrast of keeping to an old culture while nurturing the future is so Japanese. The walk to my hotel had already prepared me for the attractions of Sapporo. My hotel room was very pleasant, as it came with a fantastic view of the city. Nice. Very spacious, very Japanese. Okay, let's check out the view. Ooh, not bad at all. It's the city view. So I paid a bit extra for the view. 20 bucks extra for 2 nights, so not bad at all. It's got a sofa, a work desk. Let's check out the famous Japanese bathroom. Okay. Well, doesn't seem like it has all those frills and fancies, but that's all right. I'm gonna get ready and go out immediately while there's sunlight. Now it was time to step out for a steaming hot bowl of ramen. Okay, I've got the map to the ramen market. Looks like we gotta go straight and then we bear a left. There are a lot of different stores. Of course, the 7-Eleven is the famous one, and then we've got Family Mart and then a few other places. Just a couple of minutes, I found Ramen Alley, a tiny space packed with 17 ramen restaurants. It's best to walk here rather than drive, as there is no parking. Once you walk into this lane, the aromas and flavors give you an appetite immediately. Look at the number of options available. I tried the most famous option for ramen. That was a wonderful experience of having the specialty ramen here, the miso ramen. Miso, I think, is made of soya bean. It's this special paste that they put inside. I got me the spicy miso ramen, not with butter though, and I didn't drink. So the next step's gonna be going back to the hotel and then get ready for tomorrow. I began the second day of exploring Sapporo from Susukino, the neighborhood where I was living. Susukino is like the central spot and one of the top attractions. It's something that you must do when you come here. Susukino is the largest entertainment district in North Japan, and it's bright, bold signage is symbolic to Japan. Shopping, eateries, karaoke bars line up its streets. It also has an adult entertainment area. Having walked around here, I was going to try famous onsen, Jozankei. There are a lot of activities to do here, but of course this place is famous for its onsens as well. So that's the plan for now. I'm gonna be taking a bus for 1 hour from here and getting to a really amazing onsen, a natural bath right by the mountains and a beautiful view. So before I even knew that Sapporo is a place, I knew that Sapporo is a beer. Whenever I go to a Japanese restaurant, then you're offered this Sapporo premium. There's a beer museum where they show you the process of making beer, and it's a lot of fun for anyone who wants to visit, but I think I'm okay. The Sapporo Beer Museum is the only spot in Japan that's dedicated to beer, showing you the long history of brewing this beer that carries a formula from the 1876 Kaitakushi business. You can also sample freshly brewed beer. Entry is free here. Just a few kilometers from its main center, Sapporo is home to iconic parks. There's Moerenuma Park, a minimalist and modernist design landscape park that was built on the designs of Japanese-American sculptor Isamu Noguchi. A must-see spot in Sapporo is the famous Maruyama Park. It shares a name with similar green space in Kyoto, so don't get confused. This lush and widespread park has a zoo, botanical gardens, and borders the historic Hokkaido Shrine. It's a major tourist attraction in Hinami Season 2, when people flock to it to see the cherry blossoms. Like the hill that borders Maruyama, Sapporo has quite a few skiing peaks with powder snow that's ideal for enthusiasts of this winter sport. Having traveled for quite a few weeks now, I wanted to prioritize the relaxing experience of an authentic natural hot spring, coupled with traditional Japanese relaxation techniques, so I was going to Jozankei. An onsen is like a hot spring, which is one of the most popular things to do in Japan, and this spot is very, very famous. Hopefully we're going to have some beautiful views, some natural hot water at 39 degrees Celsius. So really excited. But you know what? In the last minute rush, I forgot to bring my small towel. So you don't make that mistake. If you come here, bring a small towel, or you can rent it from there, but obviously that's going to cost you money. This is a satellite town about an hour's bus ride from the city. I had researched a popular onsen and decided to head there. The bus ride is marked by a pristine snow-covered drive through a slice of semi-rural Japan. Homes, tiny shrines, and white frosted mountain paths make your drive. Jozankei offers onsens and tiny resort along with hiking and fruit picking experiences. It's a little bit of bad news. So they only accept cash and there's no way to pay by card. So that's why now I have to walk for 35 minutes and then get some cash, or I could go in the bus and then come back, but that's going to take a long time because the bus doesn't come for another 10 minutes, but then after that there's going to be more, so I'm not really sure what to do. I'd hoped to find an ATM that would take my card, but that wasn't easy here. So sometimes you don't plan for adventure, but adventure happens. Today I thought that going to one of these very popular onsens, I should be able to pay by card, but no one said that you have to take cash. I read the reviews as well. It was nowhere there, but now I find out that you must have cash. However, it's not so bad. I mean, it's still daylight and I just gotta walk for 35 minutes and then 35 minutes back, and that's gonna be to an ATM nearby, and hopefully some of my card would work. Here's a travel tip if you plan to travel to Japan and get some cash, as your credit cards or ATMs may not always work at all the places. So now we gotta find another different ATM because this is not working. The ATM only accepts Japanese cards, so there's no way for me to get cash. Now I'm thinking of going to this other onsen. First I'm gonna go to the tourist center. While the walk wasn't very cold, I was a bit tired. Finding an onsen would prove to be a relief, and then I found help from a local tourist center. So they were very helpful, and I got some information from them about some other onsens. Looks like this place is very popular for lots of onsens. So there's a big hotel and they have a nice onsen and it's just walking distance. They also have sauna, they have outdoor bath. It's a little bit pricier, but it's one of the oldest hotels and they should be accepting credit cards. So I think we should be good. Yay! Jozankei Onsen is nestled with Shokotsu Toya National Park along the high cliffs of the Toyohira River. Jozankei now boasts dozens of ryokan, restaurants and shops for hot spring visitors. Many ryokan welcome day visitors to their baths for a fee of $4 to $15, and free foot baths are scattered throughout the town. It's a very popular getaway for city folks as it offers a natural soothing break from the hectic city life. My experience proved that the trip to this onsen even with a lot of walking, was totally worth it.
I had such an amazing experience. The onsen that I went to was mind-boggling. It was so amazing. Oh my God, it was by far the best onsen that I've been. The products that they had, outdoor sauna was really amazing as well. Like you could see the water flowing outside and you could see the snow. You could see all of the mountains and trees. It was just surreal. And then inside as well, there was very hot water, very cold water. There was a hot sauna as well. It was just really, really amazing. I loved it. And now I'm waiting for the bus. The bus should arrive in a couple of minutes.
Even when your schedule doesn't permit a trip to Mount Maiba or other hilly slopes, Sapporo City brings an immersive experience. On the bus ride back to my hotel, I got a glance to see some of the top mountains of this city with gorgeous and bright night lights.
So if you decide to do a walking tour, just cover these places, get some pictures for Instagram, and then these are iconic places in Sapporo.
This city has something to offer to travelers. Besides its aesthetic, super modern central streets, I wish I had more time to see and explore these gardens, but my next destination was calling.